Hello everybody, and welcome to my presentation for Master of Science 531. This is my project for my class. Sorry guys, I'm a little under the weather. I just had some dental work done and it's been really hectic, so that's why I haven't been around. Anyway, this is a class in computer programming, C#. And what I have to do is I have to use a Windows Forms file, make some functions, write the results to a file, and add a random number generation to use one of the function calculations. So I did some pretty cool stuff here. So here's what I did. I made this little thing called Boo Bot Zoo's Rocket School. So what you do is you basically you're going to put a number, you're going to give this thing a number, a countdown basically, and if it's within a certain parameter, it'll launch. You'll launch a rocket ship. Whether you survive or not, that's the question. So how it works is you basically enter a number, you hit launch, goes through a launch sequence, and then it tells you whether you successful or not, and then you can quit, and then it stores your information in a file. So let's go to it, and let me show you what's up with this. I still got to put in all of my stuff before I submit this, like my name and how long it took and stuff like that. So there are a couple of things that we had to add here. Actually, one of them I don't really need anymore, but I am using system IO for the input and output to write the files. I was using system threading because I was trying to do the countdown on a timer, and I got it working and stuff, but there were some unpredictable results with it, so I'm actually not using it. I could probably take that out. But anyway, this is for project 3, and what I did is I wrote a bunch of separate what I did is I wrote a bunch of separate functions or what do they call it? Methods in this one it's called methods, and that one is called functions. Okay, we know what they are. Functions. We're going to call them functions. I don't care about methods. We're going to call them functions for today. Okay? All right. So here's the deal here. So I have two global variables, launch time and safe landing. Okay. So after we initialize the components in the public form, I make a bunch of different functions. Very short, they only do one thing, and they're not really returning any value, so I made it short and sweet. They're all private void functions. So this one's a launch error. This one basically will tell you if you didn't enter a number between 10 and 100 that you need to do it again. This one says that the launch sequence is started, and it's if you made the right number. This one's for the launch sequence. It has a for loop in it that will basically set the integer of I to the launch time, basically the number you entered, and then it will start counting down. And it will start the countdown 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then it calls success rate. Now, success rate is basically your random number generator because we have to use random numbers. And I basically do a coin flip, whether you're going to survive the launch or crash and burn. So it's a coin flip, 2, 0 and 1. 0 you crash, 1 you didn't. And we use 2 here because 0 and 1. Well, we think of it as 2, but the computer thinks of it as 0 and 1. So there's your random number right there. So I have another function called land safe, and basically if it says if this variable equals 0, then we're going to show this picture box of the rocket crashing and hide the picture box of the rocket launching, and print out text in a label that says you have crashed. Okay, and then also make that label visible. Otherwise, you launched, so we're going to hide the picture box 2 that crashes, show the picture box 1 that's true, and say you have launched. So this rocket school is my main function. I have a try-catch statement here because we're basically parsing launch time, which you're pretty much entering as a string, and we're going to pretty much parse it to an integer. So if we type in a number, it'll work. If we don't, it says you must type in a number and try again. All right. So here's the thing: the launch director of the program, he wants you to launch this rocket within a certain amount of time, and that time is between 10 and 100. So if you put anything below 10, it's going to tell you nope, you can't do it. If you put anything above 100, it's going to say nope, you can't do it. If you type in letters, it's going to say, what are you doing? You're supposed to type in numbers, right? Okay, so that works. It all works. And that's what these functions are for. This function here is the log file. This is what's going to, basically what it does is it creates an output file. The output file is named mission.txt, so it makes a file. Okay? Stores it in the debug log, actually. That's where I got it right now. And basically it will write the amount of time that you said to launch, 10 through 100, and then it'll also tell you if you crashed or you launched, or there's also some handling here that if neither one of these works, then you're going to get an error, and then the output file closes. So then we have all of our functions that are basically your event handlers for all of this. So button one click is going to start the game, is going to start basically the process right here, and we're going to call this function, and it's going to run through the program, and then it's going to call this function, which is going to write to a file. There's really nothing else in this except for the button 2, which will close the program out. These are for your labels and picture boxes and all that, but we're handling that in all these functions. So basically, just like any C, C#, C++ program, we make a bunch of functions and we use them in our event-driven programming. So a little different than having a main function and then calling all the other functions and stuff like that, but it works. So let's see this in action, shall we? So the first thing I'm going to show you is here's the log file, or not the log file. We're gonna delete this really fast. This mission.txt. We're going to delete that. So it's being stored in the bin in the debug file. We're going to come back to that because I want to show you that it actually makes the file and then writes to it. Okay, so here we go. Start the program, and here it is, guys. It's just, I kind of made it like this big banner. I didn't really want to take up a lot of real estate. So here we go. This is Boo Batsu's Rocket School, and right now you're at the launch pad. So what you need to do is you need to enter a countdown number. Well, let's enter 4 and see what happens. No, won't let you. Please enter a number from 10 to 100. Okay, so then it goes back. All right, let's enter 10 as a string. Must type in then a number. Try again. Please enter a number from 10 to 100. There you go. Okay, so let's make it simple and let's do 10. Click launch. Launch sequence is started, and it counts down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, you crashed. Okay, so yeah, poor old Bubatsu didn't make it today. Anyway, let's take a look. It did. It made a mission.txt file. And inside of it, it should say 10 and then crashed. 10 and crashed. Excellent. So it's working. Let's try this again. Let's say 15 this time. Launch. Launch sequence started at 15, 14. So I'll just keep going through this. I had a timer, but it was kind of buggy, so I just did it this way. Crashed. Yeah. I'm wondering here. So it now logged 15 and crashed. Let's do it one more time because I really want to succeed in this, right? So launch sequence, crash, do it again. We're going to do this until you launched. Yay, until we launch. So there's your beautiful launch. And if we go to our file, you'll see that it said 10 and launch this time. So how I have it set up is basically the file will overwrite itself every time that you attempt to launch a rocket ship. And that's pretty much it. So the only thing left now is this quit button, and if you quit, it goes out. So I think I've effectively demonstrated everything I needed to in this assignment. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I really could use an A. I'm trying to get caught back up here. So with that, I will bid you guys farewell, and I want you guys to have a wonderful Easter if you celebrate Easter, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.